भारत जोड़ो यात्रा स्टार्ट की थी। मुझे लगता है गोवा से कांग्रेस छोड़ो यात्रा स्टार्ट हो चुकी है। इसी तरह से पूरे देश भर में कन्याकुमारी से लेकर कश्मीर तक सभी लोग कांग्रेस को थोड़े थोड़े छोड़ रहे थे, अभी लमसम में छोड़ रहे हैं। इसी तरह से पूरे सभी छोड़ के भारतीय जनता पार्टी या बाकी जो राष्ट्रहित वाली पार्टी को जुड़ेंगे। निश्चित रीत्या ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर आने 2024 के इलेक्शन में बड़ी जीत ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर को मिलेगी। धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद।
वीर सपूतों को इस देश ने शहीद होते हुए देखा है।
Goa, 8 Congress MLAs have jumped ship and joined the BJP. A massive rebellion there in the Goa Congress. This includes Digambar Kamat and Michael Lobo. They have jumped ship. The Goa Congress now reduced to just 3 MLAs in the Goa Assembly. Earlier there were 11. 8 of them have jumped ship. They are sitting there right now with Chief Minister Pramod Sawant. Pramod Sawant saying that amid the Bharat Jodo Yatra of the Congress Party, Congress Chhodo Yatra has now begun from Goa. So a huge embarrassment there for the Congress Party as Rahul Gandhi is participating in that Bharat Jodo Yatra. 8 Congress MLAs from Goa have jumped ship and joined the BJP. Ketan joining us for more on this from Mumbai. Ketan, a huge embarrassment there for the Congress Party. 8 of its MLAs now joining the BJP. Congress reduced to just 3.
Yes, Rohit, I was reminded when I heard about this morning, I was reminded of what Chidambaram told me 8 months back before the elections, that we will ensure that there won't be any defection. But it is just a redux of Congress's history in Goa in the last 1 decade. We saw that it had emerged as the single largest party in the last election. It had won 16 seats, and then in a year or two, most of its MLAs had deserted. Now exactly the same thing has happened. This time it won 11 seats, 20 is the simple majority mark, and out of which 8 MLAs seem to have deserted the Congress party, and this includes Digambar Kamat, who's the former chief minister of Goa. So clearly the Congress had taken oaths, taken its candidates to churches and temples, but nothing of that seems to have worked against real politics. And we heard what Digambar Kamat said. Digambar Kamat said that what Ghulam Nabi Azad had said, that there is a need for Congress Jodo. So Digambar Kamat is one of the old faces of Congress party, and he has literally reiterated what the Ghulam Nabi Azad had said. And they also mentioned that all this is happening in the backdrop of Rahul's Bharat Jodo Yatra. Clearly this is a big setback for the Congress. And in Goa, mind you, there are 40 MLAs. It's a assembly comprising of 40 MLAs, and BJP had 120 MLAs on its own. So now its bench strength has gone up from 20 to 28 out of 40. So there is virtually no opposition, or very little opposition left to its strength in the Goa Assembly. There are AAP MLAs, there are certain independent MLAs that also support it, the BJP on the floor of the House. So all in all, and another important point is that the anti-defection law won't apply to the Congress MLAs in this case, because they have done two things. Almost 8 out of 11 have defected, so it's more than 2/3, and joined another party, which is BJP in this case. So clearly it's advantage BJP and setback Congress.
All right, let's in fact now listen into Michael Lobo, what he had to say after jumping ship and joining the BJP. Remember, Michael Lobo was the leader of opposition in the Goa Assembly before he jumped ship today and joined the BJP. Listen in to what he had to say.
आम्ही डिसिजन घेतले की आम्ही 8 जण काँग्रेसचे आमदार आम्ही मर्ज करचे म्हणून भारतीय जनता पार्टी, आणि हेचेर जेन्ना भासाभास जाली, सगळ्यांनी मिटींग घेतली, आम्ही रेझोल्युशन बरयले, आणि हे रेझोल्युशन सगळ्यांनी सायन मारून आम्ही लेजिस्लेचर सेक्रेटरिएट
All right, Arunil now joining us for more on this. Arunil, we are seeing on our screens what's happening in Goa. It's a huge embarrassment for the Congress party, but let's try and understand why has this happened. Tell our viewers and Why did situation come to this pass in the Goa Congress that 8 of its 11 MLAs have jumped ship and joined the BJP?
Well, CM Pramod Sawant made a very interesting statement, basically saying that at the time when Rahul Gandhi is doing the Bharat Jodo Yatra, here his own party MLAs did the Congress Chhodo Yatra. That's what CM Pramod Sawant said. And he also said that he's expecting the other 3 MLAs that are remaining to also join the BJP, because obviously the whip will be applicable inside the assembly. The 8 MLAs means they have more than 2/3 of the majority. They can avoid the anti-defection law, and the whip will be applicable on the other 3 MLAs as well. Now, how the Congress party will protest against this, will it go to court? All that we will be keeping a close eye on. But yes, extremely embarrassing situation for the Congress party, because there were some senior leaders camping in the state of Goa during the elections, during the we spoke to that time P. Chidambaram ji, we spoke to D.K. Shivkumar. Everybody was so confident about their candidates, saying that they are not going to switch back. In fact, a pledge was also being taken by these Congress candidates before the elections took place. The pledge was being taken inside a temple. Then later on, inside a church, Congress party. But within 6 months, we have seen now what exactly has transpired. 8 of them, including Digambar Kamat, the former CM of the state of Goa, have joined the BJP.
All right, Ketan also with us. Ketan, let's face it, the jumping of the ship wouldn't have happened unless there was a promise, something that was attractive from the other side. What do you think would there be? Because the Chief Minister on record is saying the cabinet berths they haven't decided on. So what do you think made them jump the ship?
Well, in politics, nothing happens without quid pro quo. And I wouldn't go too much back and harp on history, but Nehru had talked about the strange ways of Goan politics, because there are only 40 MLAs, so you just require 20 to have a simple majority. So this is kind of the body politic or the DNA of Goan politics. Fragility is thy name, if you want to call it that way. Clearly, there must be something in the offing, because on the face of it, I heard what Digambar Kamat said when he addressed the media, and he said that when he started thinking about this when he was removed from the leader of opposition post. Now, there is a churning going on in the Congress, and Digambar Kamat, of course, couldn't perform. He couldn't bring the Congress back to par. So the party was trying to accommodate new leadership. And also, from a caste standpoint, Digambar Kamat belongs to the Goan Saraswat Brahmin, who are less than 1%, but they are very influential in the Goa politics. And the Girish Chodankar, the former chief of Goa Congress, belonged to the Bhandaris, who are 30% of the population and is an influential OBC caste in the Goan politics. So the Congress leadership was trying to encourage younger leaders, and this doesn't seem to have gone well. Plus, as you mentioned, the quid pro quo and all the benefits that come with defection. So that clearly seemed to have played a role in this mega defection that we are seeing in the island state of Goa.
All right, Ketan, stay with us. We are getting a reaction from Digambar Kamat, former Chief Minister with the Congress party earlier, now has jumped ship and joined the BJP. Let's listen in to what Mr. Kamat had to say.
सर्कमस्टन्सीसा प्रमाणे राजकारणात मनीस डिसिजन घेतात. हांवें सुरवातेकच सांगिल्लें, जेन्ना म्हाका पक्षान लिडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशनाच्या हाचे वेल्यान मुक्त केलो, त्या वेळाचेरच हांवें सांगिल्लें की काँग्रेस पार्टी भितर जें कितें चलना तें बरोबर न्ही. आनी मागीर गुलाम नबी आझाद जेन्ना पळय रिजायन जालो, ताणें जें लेटर केलें, तें लेटर जर कोणें वाचून पळयलें जाल्यार तातूंतल्यान तुमकां कन्क्लुजन्स ड्रॉ करपाक मेळटलें. ताणें तर स्पश्ट म्हणिल्लें की भारत जोडोच्या वाट्याचें काँग्रेस जोडो प्रोग्राम करपाक जाय.
All right, so Digambar Kamat there talking about circumstances. Ketan, what are the circumstances in the Congress party? Now there is a serious need to introspect. You know, state after state, the Congress units in the state have complained to the central leadership that the central leadership doesn't listen to us, is not aware of the ground realities. They take it has a very top-down approach. So will this, trigger an introspection in the Congress party, what they have suffered in Goa today?
Clearly, Rohit, see what he has said is he has just reiterated what Ghulam Nabi Azad has said. And again, he belongs to the old guard of the Congress. So Congress cannot just wish it away as something that the old guard is saying. On one hand, it takes disciplinary action on leaders like Prithviraj Chauhan when they question the leadership. So a party that talks about loss of democracy under the current dispensation, under the BJP, should also do some introspection when it comes to inter-party democracy. He said that the need is ripe for more of a Congress Jodo movement rather than a Bharat Jodo movement. So one can easily say that there are many advantages to joining the BJP politically, and hence the leaders are doing so. But the speed at which this is happening, the speed at which this is happening, and this is not just the only state where it has happened. So clearly there needs to be some more introspection, and there are polls that are happening, and one can also relate this whole defection to the response that Rahul Gandhi is getting in the Bharat Jodo campaign. But all in all, there is definite churning between the old guard and the young guard in the party. That is a given. That is a given that the old guard is not happy with the kind of reforms that are trying to happen in the Congress party. But having said so, a party politically cannot exist without its ears to the ground. And clearly, with the defection and the spate of defection, the party leadership, the high command, doesn't seem to be having its ears to the ground right now. Rohit?
All right, Ketan, we leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us with those details. So a massive setback there for the Congress party in Goa. 8 of its 11 MLAs now with the BJP, welcomed by the Chief Minister into the BJP fold.